Hello again, gaming types. It's me, John, the old geek, and I'm back with another AD&D module review. This time, I'm going to be doing UK3 The Gauntlet. This is the sequel to the last adventure I reviewed, The Sentinel, and was published in 1984 by TSR UK. Just like the earlier adventure, it was written by Graeme Morris, and this one is designed for character levels 3 to 6. I'll start once again with the subject of a presentation. I'm not going to go into too much detail as it's pretty much the same as the Sentinel. In that sense, it uses the same artist. So the cover is a bit below average, a bit better than the Sentinel, a bit more going on. Internal art is quirky. The maps, once again, are really, really good, really easy to read. And the text is on the same level again. It's very, very well written, easy to follow, descriptive, and very helpful. You've got a monster roster, you've got plenty of monster details in the stat blocks. It's easy for a DM to run in that sense. Now, as it's the follow-up to the Sentinel, it is clearly better to play them as a sequence. There is a little bit about starting it without having run the Sentinel. Ignore that. Play the Sentinel first, then play this. The Sentinel's main weakness is that it has got no real sort of oomph at the end of it. This module provides that oomph. Now, in this review, there's going to be a fair few more spoilers than in my previous reviews, because in order to give a really good idea of why I like this module, I've got to give a bit more information. So, if you're going to play it as a player, don't listen. Stop there. If you're going to DM it, keep on listening. Having found the glove, the Sentinel, at the end of the last adventure, the Sentinel takes control of a player character pretty much, or as if the player character is unwilling. The idea is that player character is meant to be quite good. A good aligned character will clearly want to help anyway. But the Sentinel guides the characters towards its nemesis, an evil black gauntlet, which lies in the keep of Adlerweg. The bulk of the adventure is at this keep. First thing the party need to do is find a way in, which is very straightforward if one of them is wearing the Sentinel, as the Sentinel shows them the way in, helps them unlock the sealed entrances, and generally provides a necessary degree of assistance. There are some interesting encounters along the way, but one aspect of the adventure I really, really love. As you're going through this decrepit old keep, it is currently infested by drunken gnolls. It can't be a bad adventure if it's got drunken gnolls in it. They're all in varying degrees of intoxication. That's all included in the adventure, and that's there to give the DM a bit of fun, a bit of lightheartedness. The DM can play up the fact that these gnolls are paralytic because the gnolls have discovered the supplies, the beer that is stored in the keep. There are some of the previous occupants of the keep still alive, and it will help the party if they do find them. They make their way up through this keep, this lovely, well-realised, claustrophobic keep, and it certainly pays the party to be very, very methodical. It rewards them keeping a map, keeping a careful track of where they've been, examining their surroundings, real proper old school dungeoneering, and that's great. They get to what they believe is the top of the keep. They find the current bearer of the gauntlet, and here's one moment where some players might think it's a bit of a gotcha because they don't get that bearer straight away. The bearer escapes. The gauntlet makes him disappear. Now, some people might think, that's a bit tight, slightly railroady. Yeah, possibly is a little bit. But it leads into possibly the greatest battle in the history of AD&D modules. Better, even, than trying to get into the Forgotten Temple of Tharisdun. Better, even, than fighting Lareth at the end of Village of Homlet. better even than that vampire warrior at the end of Lost Caverns of Soykanth. This battle is an absolute humdinger, and I can guarantee you when it happens, and when the party look out from where they are in the keep across the valley to see what they face, they're going to say some bad words. So what do they face? What is coming towards this keep, and what makes it so damn good? Well, it's an army. Not just an army, it's an army led by a fire giant, with hellhounds and flying things like manticores, and no fewer than 150 hobgoblins. Yes, this is an adventure for a party of level 3 to 6 characters. Marvellous. So how on earth are they going to succeed? Well, that's where, having examined where they've been and kept a map of the place, comes in. Because this is a really well fortified keep, really cleverly designed, and the idea now is that the party use those defences against their assailants. It's absolutely brilliant. It's fantastic. It's what I believe one of the best portions of any adventure module. Now, once the army has taken enough damage, the fire giant will decide to parley. Of course he will. Because the party aren't what he wants. The gauntlet has trapped something precious to him. And here's where the party save their skins by rescuing the fire giant's precious. Bit of puzzle solving. They've got to use their nows, a few more scraps, and then the adventure's over. And it is quite short in that sense. That's a shame. It could certainly do with having been a little bit longer, but if you play it with the Sentinel as well, this is going to be a good couple of months of quality gaming, and it is worth it because the Gauntlet packs such a punch. So what we've got here is a really good blend of a story, role-playing, potential comedy with drunken gnolls, hell of a fight, bit of problem-solving, clever, authentic feeling environment, typical for the UK modules. Are there any drawbacks? As I've said, it's a little bit short, and the jump in difficulty from the Sentinel to the Gauntlet is a bit awkward. It's a hard adventure. It's for level 3 to 6 characters. I would certainly recommend a party of level 5 and 6 characters, whereas the Sentinel can be played level 3 and 4. When I ran it in a campaign recently, I put another module in between the two to boost the party's strength a little bit, because the Gauntlet is that much more difficult. There are those slightly railroady elements, that little sort of slight gotcha feeling, but I think it's worth it. It's hard to criticise a little bit of railroading if it sets up something quite so memorable as what it does. I'm going to give this adventure a very, very solid 9 out of 10. Just because I think it could have just been a little bit bigger. It's fantastic. It's one of my top 3 adventures ever written for AD&D. Well worth playing, and it's a shame that the Sentinel and the Gauntlet aren't thought of quite as fondly as some of the other sort of bigger, better known series, because they're better. A number of these famous series of adventures, these 2 adventures, they're better. So just play them. They're good. Especially this one.